Всем привет, продолжаем проходить Шерлока, и сейчас мы проходим квест с прошлого эпизода. Тут, походу, без драки не обойтись, к сожалению. Конечно, не люблю это. В этой игре, по крайней мере.
Hey, this is Hive territory. Shoot him, boys.
Overcome him, don't.
I'm coming.
Take a rest, my friend.
Eat lead.
Oh, you killed him.
Да, наконец-то, зато быстро как. Все получится. Птиц.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Он этот ствол нормально перезарядить может уже когда-нибудь? Сюда мы стреляли уже.
Don't cry, you'll live. The snuff's ready.
Почти.
I couldn't miss the party.
Что ж такое?
I'm coming for you. Eat lead.
Короче, я их сейчас всех убью, потому что мне надоело это. Беготня.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Давай.
Hey. Oh, you killed him.
Зато как быстро. О, ну этому повезло.
I'm coming for you.
Don't bother moving. Hey, you could have kept him alive.
Без вариантов.
I'm gonna hurt you.
You can overcome the brute now. Weaken him first.
I couldn't miss the party.
Give him the pepper snuff. Don't cry, you'll live.
Все. Все, мы всех одолели. Так, 4 денег дали нам. Наверное, за убийство, за то, что я их убивала. То есть, если всех арестовать, это будет больше денег.
Someone's been burning papers, I see. Everything knits together. What a convenient way to pull the wool over the eyes of the customs house.
Sergeant Stark's back at his desk, across from the Chief Inspector's office.
Я немного телепортировалась, пока нашла этот улей, хотя бы приблизительный район. Он находится в самой северной части карты. И да, чтобы тебе помогли найти его, надо обязательно переодеться шахтером или бандитом, в зависимости от того, к кому обратишься.
Sir, I'm looking for a man who goes by the name of Hive Master.
Uh-huh.
Мне кажется, это и есть этот Пласидо, которого все считают умершим или пропавшим без вести. В принципе, на его месте, наверное, бы тоже так поступила. Насколько мы помним из переписки, ему не давали отпуск. Не то что отпуск, не хотели его увольнять по собственному желанию. Так что у него, в принципе, есть мотив так поступить. Давайте выберем, наверное, это. Посмотрим, что будет.
Chief Inspector Placido.
And what makes you think that?
Why, your missing ear, amongst other things. You need a larger hat. I've been investigating your last case on behalf of Sergeant Stark, and now I think I understand what happened to the Hive Master.
Humor me.
You killed him, didn't you?
Huh. You're sharp, son. I'll give you that.
Да,
But why?
мы угадали.
Everyone deserves a trial.
Это он.
Wasn't my choice. He and his thugs attacked me when I went to arrest them. It was a kill or be killed kind of situation. Turned out for the best, though. With his cronies dead, not a soul knows what the Hive Master looks like. His own gang, scared stiff of him.
So you assumed his place to dismantle this criminal enterprise from within?
Damn right I did. And after I'm done, I'm not planning to go back. I've had enough of this rotten nest of corruption. But it just won't leave me alone, will it? First, they dismiss my retirement requests, and now they send a sleuth after me.
It's not like that.
I tell you what it's like, son. This is not the first case you've worked on for Stark, huh? That amateur promoted to a sergeant for his merits? I don't think so. You're not an officer. But from what I can see, you are much brighter than the lot of them. So what's your stake in this? You some sort of consulting detective?
Yes, I suppose you could call me that. My name is Sherlock Holmes, at your service.
Then do me a service, Mr. Holmes. Drop this case and don't tell anyone you saw me here. Let me enjoy my retirement in peace.
I have to ask, why are you so fascinated with beekeeping?
I just want a quiet life, away from the hustle and bustle. Watching the little workers like I once watched the criminal world of Cordona. Yes, it suits me just fine.
I have your ear.
What the hell? Give it to me now.
All right, but let's make it a fair exchange, shall we? I'll trade it for your revolver. You have little use for it now.
Deal. Now go.
I'll consider your request, sir. Either way, I must talk to Sergeant Stark.
Tell him I died a hero. Or a coward, I don't care. As long as they leave me alone.
New gun. Nice. Can I have your old one? Get off me! Sherry, don't even think about breathing these nasty things. Ugh.
Sergeant Stark's back at his desk, across from the Chief Inspector's office.
Help me, please.
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Any news, Mr. Holmes?
Chief Inspector Placido can be presumed dead. I was unable to find his body, but the evidence is unequivocal. He's gone.
I suppose I expected as much, but still it doesn't make it any easier. Placido was a good man. You would have liked him if you'd met him.
Yes, it's a pity. I'm sure I would.
In any case, no matter how bad, the truth is better than uncertainty. Please, take this as a token of gratitude. You've done us all a great service. Thanks again for your help. Good luck, Mr. Holmes.
The man deserves to be left alone.
Так, одно задание мы выполнили, теперь будем бегать по побочкам.
Yeah, I still see nothing.
You need to focus, my dear friend. Watch me. Here was our glorious stage. Ring any bells?
Ah, we don't need to dwell on the past, Sherry.
And Hamlet's mother, Gertrude, taking poison. What was the name of that girl? Oh, Georgina, of course. She was our neighbour.
Oh, I remember her. She liked you.
And there you were, the best supporting actor. My silent scene partner, my Yorick. Your presence inspired me and brought me to tears.
Yeah, it hurt to know that's all I could be. Inspiration. I couldn't even play the king's ghost. How's that for irony? To be or not to be? Indeed.
I know why you wanted to forget. The show forced you to confront your limits, except no one else would ever see you but me. Why do you think I cried? In the end, the audience was thrilled. You can still hear their roars after the final act.
You were so pleased with yourself when the theatre director came down to admire your work.
He applauded. A huge gesture from a man for whom children on stage was an anathema.
One small step for a man, one giant leap for students of the dramatic arts.
Childhood is a time of naivety. Cannot now imagine seeking a career as an actor, drinking wine all day and gaily treading the boards at night.
Yet you often pretend to be someone else in your search for the truth. You can't act like this side of you disappeared completely.
Quite. This, above all, to thine own self be true.
Это было легко.
A large crowd gathered. I was here, young and passionate about the truth. Mycroft stood close to me. He was keen on my attending every official event, that I might prepare myself for the Crown service.
Lucky for you, that was the last time he did it.
There was a stage here, a tribute. The governor gave his speech there. He was lying through his teeth and nobody noticed, or didn't want to, but I noticed. I was extremely irritated by his lies. I shouted my opinions very loudly for everyone to hear.
The crowd went wild.
Mycroft was angry but calm. He led me away from the stage. He told me that I should keep my mouth shut, and that silence is golden. I couldn't stand for that.
Behold, Sherlock Holmes's famous adherence to justice was born here.
It used to contain a silver statue of a miner's canary. They were often used by miners to detect fire damp. For the ones who gave their lives in the silver mines, for the safety and prosperity of miners' end, 1830. The lattice work was bent a long time ago. A gloomy picture.
But quite poetic. A symbol of safety and prosperity has vanished from Miner's End, and now only the cage is left to remind the residents of their past glory.
The canary was stolen a long time ago. There's no hope in finding it now, but perhaps someone might know at least something about it. We should ask the people around here. Are you able to help me?
Of course. Let me help you. My grandma, God bless her, had known the man who had doomed us all. My grandma, God bless. My grandma, God.
The thief died in grief. A poetic story for such an unpoetic place.
Safety is gone, and tears take the rest.
Проверим еще раз. Может быть, все-таки что-то пропустили, какую-то мелкую важную деталь. И это не пускает нас дальше. Вряд ли что-то во дворе, потому что там я уже облазила все вдоль и поперек.
Mycroft's umbrella, the only outgoing thing in his wardrobe. One of the first things I saw when entering this house as a child.
Вот это вот я пропустила.
It's like déjà vu.
Another memory incoming, Sherry.
О,
Strange, I struggle to recall anything about the day we moved in. The only detail I'm sure of is that it was raining early that morning.
прекрасно. Может быть, сейчас будет новое воспоминание.
Home sweet home, Sherry.
Да, наконец-то, все, вот оно. Можем пройти дальше.
There was always a hat on our stand, but I'm sure it did not belong to Mycroft. Our mother brought a slew of belongings with her. She refused to leave a single thing in London. Mycroft had to spend the whole day dealing with it. This trip was a challenge for our mother. I tried to help her.
Do you feel it? Is it the air shimmering, or is it my imagination? You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Your neighbors will be told that Mrs. Holmes is suffering from tuberculosis. It is common to move closer to the sea in such cases.
Thank you, Dr. Richter. No, Sherlock, step away from her. Upstairs, go to your room.
Lean on me, Mother. Take your time.
Actually, I never heard her coughing. I remember now.
Oh, I feel dizzy. It's stuffy in here, isn't it?
John, are you all right?
I'll be okay in a minute. How about we find our room in the meantime?
То есть ясно, мы покупаем новую мебель, ну как новую мебель, нашу мебель, обставляем дом, открываются новые воспоминания, соответственно, комнаты открываются. То есть здесь нет никаких ключей тайных там, которые нужно искать.
this, it's like travelling 10 years into the past with a single step. Oddly satisfying. Sharp and well balanced. It would be a pity to leave such a tool behind. Need to repeat this one day, but with bullets. I'll never forget how challenging it was to obtain this simple sketch. Oh, these must be the notes of my earliest observations. We wanted to locate a particular dog we'd spotted, and we met it, didn't we?
Oh, it reminds me of our neighbour. He had the same balloon in his yard, only bigger. Do you remember?
Yes. We visited him several times while living here.
Coal dust from Miner's End, sandy dirt from the old city. We scoured the island top to bottom for these soil samples.
The first chemical laboratory I ever made. I almost miss its elegant simplicity. Look at this, John. Remember how desperately I wanted to learn the violin? I never had a proper opportunity.
Such a shame. I always hated the rule about being silent in this place.
The only fiction book on my table. I can still hear my mother reading it to me. So many pleasant evenings were spent here with the Encyclopedia Americana. Interesting. What's that over there? This doorknob has a cross-shaped end. Too intricate to be merely a handle.
You know what? That definitely looks like a key. Let's poke around and see if we can find any secrets.
A magnificent tool made for a spurious purpose, staring into the sky. I've definitely found a better use for it.
You mean for spying on people?
Sharp and well balanced. It would be a pity to leave such a tool behind. Sharp and well balanced. It would be a pity to leave such a tool behind. I cannot believe all my toys are still here.
Hey, they were not just yours, they were half mine too.
An artifact from Palau carved out of bone and claimed to be 300 years old. My mother proved it was a fake. My very favourite plaything. It was the perfect pirate treasure.
Возможно, дальше надо будет нам найти этого соседа, который приходил. Может быть, он что-то нам расскажет про маму и как-то продвинет нас в сюжете.
Wasn't that neighbour missing a finger?
That does sound vaguely familiar. Wasn't his name, Theodore? Theodore Gilden, perhaps?
It's the perfect time to investigate. Nah, doesn't fit here.
Perfect match. My small archive of crime clippings. Maybe I should pick up this habit again. Made of cherry wood, father's favourite. Still has a faint odour of tobacco, one of the few things on this island that smell like home.
I knew you'd find it in no time.
Побежали искать дом с воздушным шариком. Он где-то недалеко, возле моста. Посмотрим. Может, это он? Будем проверять все дома рядом. Вон! Так, бежим туда. Боже, неужели так просто? Я аж не верю. Если да, то спасибо.
That wretch Goliath would murder us all. Mark my words.
He was certainly under pressure.
Destruction and trampled ground. Hog heaven.
Oh.
Oof, a contortionist you were not. Disjointed vertebrae. Difficult to say if it was a way to start or finish him off.
Может, он упал с шара? Катался и упал?
A belt from a dressing gown. Curious.
Ужас.
A kneecap reduced to splinters.
Что еще? Что пропустили?
A missing pinky, middle-aged. It's none other than Theodore Gilden.
Oh boy, Sherlock. Another death means another question.
And we shall answer the question. It's far too interesting to give it up to the police. Didn't we get to fly in it as children? I doubt it could hold my weight today. A strong pull broke this leash.
Poke the elephant with this? Really? People are hopeless.
A pool of blood and saliva, possibly as a result of impact.
Sherlock, take a picture of the footprint. It's valuable evidence. This photograph can help us find the old article about the elephants. The front page was fascinating. It was hard to believe as a child.
True. We may need it in our investigation. A royal suite for a favourite pet.
Plenty of food to satisfy even the most fastidious.
An amount of attention that most can only dream of.
You'll never find such My goods will brighten up your house. Enjoy your purchase.
Что я здесь пропустила? Как обычно, какую-то мелочь, которая не пускает дальше. Но только это высвечивается. Я уже миллион раз фотографировала этот след. Еще раз.
This is quite comfy.
Extra, extra! Thief throttled! A lady
is even being putting up post.
Refresh your interior. My goods will brighten up your house. Enjoy your purchase.
He's even been putting up posters. Poor man. Losing it, maybe the...
Refresh your interior. Pick what you like.
Extra, extra! The hive gets stung! Extra, extra! Thief throttled! A lady was living a double life as a...
Stop the presses. Who is Cordona's handsome stranger? Or nosebagger-spun's local life? Wait, no. Foppish foreigner hides dark past. Oh, you've made quite the impression already, Mr. Holmes. You care to tell your side of the story?
I'm quite certain I have no idea as to what you refer, and I am further certain I have no interest in indulging your gossip.
Gossip? The truth will come out, but will only be heard if told well. Scandal, daring-do, romance. These are the tools of every good journalist. Nothing travels faster or lasts longer than a great story. Young man, your tale will be told with or without you. My readers demand it.
You already knew my name and seem aware of my doings here in Cordona. I presume this newspaper is your little endeavor?
Yasmin Sertel, editor-in-chief of the Cordona Chronicle. Advocate of the free press, voice of the people, scourge of the silk stocking.
Charmed, I'm sure. As an advocate of the free press, I trust you'll permit me to consult your archives? There are gaps in my knowledge of Cordona.
Oh, so my work does have merit. Well, I think we can strike a bargain. I shall provide you access, and you let me keep writing about your exploits.
So be it.
Brooding bachelor builds bridges. Now that's character development.
I guess I owe you my gratitude.
What can I say? I've always enjoyed working with the Holmes. They whisper such interesting things.
That's the article. Feeling old already?
Do you know anything about this?
Sorry, officer, you should ask someone else about that.
Excuse me, just one question.
It's so hot today that I can't think of anything.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry. You sure you know?
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
It's so hot today that I can't think of anything.
Destruction and trampled ground. as if they were struck by a
Вот
battering.
это я
I wonder how we
пропустила.
managed not to hear any of this.
Может, они уже поговорят со мной?
Is this familiar to you?
I wish that I could
Нет.
help you, officer.
Что ж такое?
What's happened? Where is it?
Вон. Как я могла пропустить?
A coal gas tank, enough to pump up an airship. A sailor's knife useful for cutting wet and thick ropes. It's seen a lot of use. The blade is worn from grinding. Fresh signs of impact. A rough landing led to an altercation with this shed.
О, теперь мы сможем воссоздать эту сцену. Смотрим, что было. Ну да, там были пятна крови, может быть, он ранил слона.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate. You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
In a fit of rage, the elephant broke the chain and threw its victim on the ground with a fierce power. Escaping the scene, it pulled the body with it, but dropped it at the gate. At least some of this was witnessed by a third party who was hurled against the shed. The elephant can't have gone too far. I can still track it.
Well, suppose you find it. Then what? Push it all the way back to the manor?
Надо спасти слоника.
Is this familiar to you?
Of course,
О,
officer. Let me
наконец-то.
tell you.
выгуливала. Ну, только здесь, получается, вот эта территория, там что-то вроде рощи какой-то или лес, рядом с кладбищем. Там у нас уже был квест. Жалко слоника, даже если это он убил того чувака, все равно это неестественная среда для него. И если он с ним так плохо обращался, то, наверное, он это заслужил. Нельзя мучить животных. Ну, где же слон? О, какое озеро, я не видела его раньше. Класс. Что это за тряпка?
Strange. It was hung with care.
Так, это, наверное, какой-то второстепенный квест. Я его возьму, потом вернусь к нему.
The game has escaped us for now. We'll find a solution to the elephant problem later.
Или нет. Или это по заданию. Фасолинка. Фасолинка мне больше нравится, чем Голиаф. Ну, тем более слоника с таким именем нужно спасать.
Why do I get the worst jobs?
This young lady has a childish interest for her age. I can always recognize the spirit of a true artist.
You. Who are you?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. Theodore Gilden was...
Did you kill him? Did he kill the elephant?
It's not in the yard anymore. It escaped into the forest.
You can't let it go. What if it returns?
I highly doubt that, Miss...
Imogen Gilden. Please, I beg of you, find that dreadful beast that killed my father.
I suppose we do need to learn what happened. Can you tell me what happened? From the very start.
I was here, so I didn't see how it began. My father visits the enclosure every morning to wake up Goliath. Today, I heard the elephant scream. I've never heard such a horrifying sound. My heart stopped. I knew something was wrong. I looked through my window and saw how it lifted my father up by his neck. I rushed downstairs. I saw it dragging my father as if he were a doll. I threw stones at it. It dropped my father's body and charged outside, screaming. Its roar was almost human. I was frightened, so I ran inside and hid here.
That is a terrifying experience, Miss Gilden. I'm sorry you had to go through it.
Thank you. Goliath must be caught, Mr. Holmes.
Well, thank you for the information, Miss Gilden. I did have some questions for your father. Perhaps you might help me with them?
I wasn't privy to much of my father's life, and it's very hard to think of anything at all with Goliath still loose. Please, Mr. Holmes.
Very well. Do you mind if I ask you more questions if I find anything that might help?
Anything to catch that monster.
Miss Gilden, I was on this island 10 years ago, and your father knew my mother. I believe I even had the opportunity to ride that balloon outside, but I do not recall seeing you.
I lived at my late mother's in Sheffield at the time. I'm in no spirit to reminisce right now. The elephant is out there.
You've never heard the name Violet Holmes before? Perhaps your father...
Please, Mr. Holmes. With that beast roaming free, I can't think of anything.
Very well. Had Goliath been aggressive before?
It's dangerous, but it was never aggressive near my father. My father would do anything for Goliath. All the elephant had to do was clap its ears.
You envied him, the elephant, I mean?
Our house is called the House of Ivory. I've heard some people refer to me as the Ivory Girl, and my room stinks of the animal, as if it's me who lives in a pen and not Goliath. It's not envy, Mr. Holmes. It's just incredibly difficult to live like this.
Did you observe anyone else in the yard? Any of your servants, perhaps?
Servants? Do you imagine that we would have any with Goliath? No one wishes to work in this house, even for double pay. I didn't see anyone else. Only my father and that diabolical beast. I can't think of anything else right now.
A commendable effort to barricade the windows. She packed as much as she could carry. The same dull poses on all romantic photographs. So idyllic. Enjoy your happily ever after before it stales. False idols? Oh, sounds utterly dreary.
Hey, Sherry. We need to talk. You found false idols. We need to find the remaining two.
What does bazooka even mean? Would this paper be good for anything but blowing one's nose on?
They're not rubbish, Sherry. There's something more. I'm serious.
Very well. I doubt it'll be worth it, but I will find them for you, John.
You'll thank me later. They're some of the most imaginative books I've ever read.
What did you say?
Speaking aloud helps me think.
Ух ты, какая обстановочка красивая.
nicest spot in the room. Mr. Gilden spent hours of his life right here.
Staring at an elephant's backside. What a wonderful life. Looks eccentric and smells eccentric.
A relatively functional choice to replace the finger. Oh, the pungent stench of an animal.
Did Theodore seek some pink elephants with this?
I think Miss Gilden has barely matured. I think they were closer than you and me, John.
I'm hurt.
His second child? An apparent son and heir, I'd say. A partnership annulled with a single stroke of a pen. What's so special about this place? Another elephant? A catchy title. I should take a photograph of the plans. I don't want to carry them around. Quite the spectrum. From the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French. From before Mycroft was born. Our family loves to prod at the past. Mother. It's nice to see her young and smiling.
Holmes's desire to rake up the past is hereditary.
Quite the spectrum. From the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French Revolution. I found this. Who's this young lad next to you, your faithful knight?
Paul. He's my pirate. He's not really a pirate. I just call him that. It probably sounds very silly.
Your secret is safe in my hands. Does Paul work somewhere? What is his surname?
His name is Paul Perks. He and his yacht Whirlpool are the champions of the Salacia Yacht Club. He sails there. I'll show you where it is on the map if you need to meet him.
A yachting champion? Well, that will be a first. I prefer dry land. And so does my suit. A. Swift, is this name familiar to you? Your father had it removed from this plan.
Oh, that's Arthur Swift. I've seen him a couple of times here. He works with my father in the old city, digging up something ancient.
He is an archaeologist?
That's the word, yes. But to be truthful, I really don't think Mr. Swift is fit to be one. I've just learnt a lot about archaeology from my favourite book series. Oh, they are page-turners.
Inspirational, I'm sure, but would you happen to know where this Mr. Swift might be found?
I don't, but perhaps you can find out somewhere. My father's work with him is all official. Lots of boring legal papers with signatures and stuff.
These bags of yours, it looks as if you've packed your entire room. Were you planning on going somewhere?
My partner and I, we wanted a change, a fresh start abroad. But now I have to stay here. Here, an orphan.
And, which part of the elephant is in here? It's quite pungent.
Oh, that. It's elephant sweat. Father believed that it might replace traditional ambergris.
Well, that's true entrepreneur spirit.
I'm afraid I can't add anything useful.
How can you read something like this? It's hard to swallow, and that's not due to the hard cover.
You're hardly serious. Any library without Nabe and Laura is incomplete. If you can read, then these books are an absolute must. Love and adventure. They're about life.
Oh, I wasn't aware that exploding pyramids were a part of daily life on Cordona.
You haven't seen life, so you might try reading about it at least.
Gosh, what a mansion.
The best antiques in the district. My goods will brighten up your house. Enjoy your purchase.
Could you help me?
That's a question I can answer.
Bloodied bandages. Has someone been hurt?
Where would a champion hide a key?
I hope Paul is more skilled at yachting than he is at hiding keys. A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
You should have a warning to cover your ears.
Sails of hatred. I suppose there is something for everyone, including champions.
Who knew archaeology could be so exciting?
Exciting is certainly a word. An expensive set of tools for woodwork. An amateur wouldn't know how to use these. A box full of darts. Each has a needle and can be loaded with drugs. Shipbuilding, shipwright's tricks, sail weaving. To earn big, you have to spend big. Mr. Gilden wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. Additional earnings to sweeten the victory. An interesting place for a message to a champion. Old betting slips. Paul always bets on Whirlpool. One victory after another. Bloodied bandages. bloodied bandages.
Too ordinary a room for a champion. There's no incentive to put in any effort.
Are you able to help me?
Excuse me? What? I'm not sure I know.
Who's a cute bird?
Are you aware that Paul smuggles drugs for a dangerous gang?
Mr. Holmes, I've already told you. I call him a pirate in play. He's not an actual pirate. He's a champion and a brave gentleman, not a thug.
Let us agree to disagree on that. But don't be surprised if one of his clients knocks on your door. Have you seen what your father sent to Paul?
This is despicable. My father was never a gentleman, but this crosses the line. I knew that father wasn't fond of Paul, but this is just awful. If only he could have seen how good Paulie is to me.
Так, ну продолжим уже в следующей серии. Мы опять явно что-то пропустили. Наверное, нужно будет опять идти в яхт-клуб.